think this is one of the most important races coming up in this upcoming election. There's many parts of this country that need to be taken back from where it's already gone to, and it's got to start at the local level. It cannot start at up the top. It's got to start at the bottom, at the local level, to take back our country. There's also, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background and experience, but I also encourage you to check the background experience of the other three candidates here. I brought resumes here that maybe one per family can have, as well as cards. First one is to tell you I'm married to Leslie Smith. 2 weeks ago, we're married 25 years. Have a son, Landon. I'll probably get in trouble for it after I get in the car, but today is his 23rd birthday. Lauren had to work late today, so she's not here with us. She's 19 years old. I was born and raised in East Texas. I was born in Big Sandy. You might have heard, some people out here, Larry Smith, federal agent, which I want to talk about a little bit also. I was introduced here, which is fine. I am a retired agent from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, but that's not how my whole career is defined. I began my law enforcement career at 20 years of age at the Sheriff's Office in Longview. I worked there 11 years, promoting 3 times, from patrol to the Criminal Investigation Division to lieutenant of the Criminal Investigation Division, and for the last 4 years I was there, I was captain of that division. I worked many, many, many homicide cases, burglaries, rapes, robberies, forgeries, sexual assaults, arson, explosive cases, from the crime scene through the investigative stage, through the criminal justice system, the court and the criminal justice system. That is what sets me apart from the other 3 individuals sitting here, is I've worked those cases time and time again. I've successfully worked those cases. I believe if you're going to be the leader of men and women and ask them to do these things, it's best to walk in their footsteps. But I would not have been as successful as I've been after leaving the Gregg County Sheriff's Office, going to the Drug Enforcement Administration for 2.5 years, and then coming back to East Texas in 1989 with a lateral transfer over to ATF, had it not been for my local experience. That's where I got my background in law enforcement. That's where I got to know how to work all these cases. I'm not a federal agent from New York City who's moved in here among y'all. I'm from here. I'm one of y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Also, I want to just kind of move you through from after leaving the Sheriff's Office, going to the Drug Enforcement Administration and ATF. Here last year, since 1997, most of my career has been spent going catching an airplane at DFW, working on the national and international response team with ATF, working arson and explosive cases all over the world, and also all over the United States. I work in 48 of the 50 states of the United States on arson and explosive cases. I've learned a lot of things from working with, in the Northeast is where a lot of the new technology in law enforcement comes from. It trickles down here, sometimes takes 2 or 3 years to get here. I've worked with a lot of those individuals up there to learn a lot of good ideas of things that need to be implemented, things I've used in the past. I was very fortunate last year when the church fire started here as being asked to be one of the investigative case agents of that investigation. And after the church fire, the successful completion of that investigation, where we used DNA evidence and everything to bring those individuals to justice. There's an individual putting out pipe bombs here before we even got the case finished there. I was one of the investigating officers and one of the arresting officers on that individual in Tyler when he was putting out all the pipe bombs all over East Texas. One thing I want to talk about is what brings all of these what is important to the citizens of Smith County here? What is causing all of our burglaries and robberies and thefts and things? What's the common denominator? The common denominator of that is drugs. And that brings me to another very important part, is the illegal alien problem that we have now. There's nothing whatsoever wrong with legal immigration. But illegal immigration is ruining our country. What a lot of you don't understand, a lot of our congressmen and legislators don't understand, it's not just they're hurting us fiscally, they're killing us with all the drug trade and everything that's coming into our country, all the cancer that's coming in here and tearing our families apart, tearing our country apart. You have the Zeta cartel, the most dangerous, violent drug cartel in Mexico. And some of our congressmen and everything need to take their heads out of the sand. Some of these days, these people are going to be here. They need to wake up. They've been here. They're in Dallas. They're in Tyler. They're all over everywhere. But methamphetamine, excuse me, I got to get a drink. Sorry about that. Methamphetamine, when I was with Drug Enforcement Administration, I was on the clandestine methamphetamine laboratory team up in Denver, Colorado, where back then the federal government could have stopped the methamphetamine way before they did, but they finally cut off the precursors. And now 90% of methamphetamine is manufactured in Mexico. Most of the cocaine is coming from Mexico. The marijuana, the cannabis, is 100% of it almost is coming from Mexico. So we've got to stop the illegal. We've got to close the borders. And I'm sure I can answer some of these in the other part of the questions coming up. Thank you very much for your attention.